Welcome to the Car Guys. This week, a surprise visit from this, a 2011 Boxster Spyder.
You remember when Damien did the video Ashgood's and how much he loved this car, so I went and borrowed the keys, brought it down here. We're in the deepest, darkest Essex and we're going to go and take it out for a drive.
Yes. What's it like to drive? Is it worth adding to the collection? And what's it like putting that bloody roof on? So Jason has told me to come and wait here at Hanningfield Reservoir. He's got a bit of a surprise planned, but not quite sure what it is. So I've turned up in the GT3 Touring and we're here in this beautiful setting waiting for him to arrive. No idea what car he's got, but he said prepare to be excited.
Right, it's a lovely sunny day here in Essex and I've managed to borrow this amazing Boxster Spyder from our friends at Ashgood Porsche. I'm on my way to meet Damien to do a bit of filming with the GT3. He thinks I'm turning up in the Volvo. He has absolutely no idea. So this is going to be quite a surprise for him. He doesn't know I'm in a Boxster. I mean, I'm not a big fan of these cars, never really have been if I'm honest. I always felt they were a bit of a non-Porsche. But actually, this being the Spyder, it's obviously limited edition. It's a completely different animal to that. And the first impressions are really good.
What's that I can hear? Sounds flat sixy, sounds like a Porsche. Oh my God. That looks very much like a Boxster Spyder. Wow. I've been looking forward to driving one of these for ages. Hang on a minute, is this a Boxster Spyder?
This is not a Boxster Spyder, this is the Boxster Spyder from Ashgood's.
Is it? The one that I saw the other day?
You said you loved it so much, I gave the guys a call, asked if I could borrow it and surprise you with it. How about that?
Oh, finally, I get to drive a Boxster bloody Spyder.
Well, let's get on with it then. Let's have a little walk around the outside of this Boxster. Point out, so we don't really need to deal with the front, do we? Because it looks like a Boxster. From this point onwards, it just looks like any other Boxster that you can see. I think there's like 4.5 million on Auto Trader currently. So let's go to the back. Now they got rid of the roof mechanism and all that gubbins that was there. This beautifully humped cowling. We have the brake light in the middle, which is a bit crap, and I would prefer these humps to be a bit taller. I think it really makes the car. It proportions the car so well. You do get this kind of thirds thing going on with this car, which I love. The roof mechanism picked out in red, which is beautiful. So this car running 320 brake horsepower, 273 pound-foot of torque. It does the 60 sprint in about 5 seconds, so it's modestly quick. 1,300 kilos this car, so 320 horsepower is pretty good.
So of course the big talking point, the unique aspect of this car is its roof.
Silly roof, silly roof.
Silly roof.
It's not really a roof, more what I would call a small piece of fabric stretched randomly across the opening.
As Clarkson would call it, a tramp's hat.
Yeah, a tramp's hat, brilliant. Now, we have no prior knowledge of how to put this roof on.
None.
We haven't read any manuals, we've not watched any YouTube channels, we've done nothing. This is us trying to put a roof on a Boxster Spyder.
And it's notoriously difficult.
Enjoy. Whee!
Everyone is right, that is the worst roof in the world to put up. So the best thing with this car is to buy it in a very hot, sunny country and never ever put the roof up or down ever, or just get wet.
When we put the roof up, as you saw earlier, we were a bit stupid because we had the boot lid closed, and it appears to be massively easier if the boot lid's open, because you can actually get to these little pits down here, which is a revelation. Something else we spotted, we thought that this red thing here was actually the jack, and someone had nicely put it in a nice red thing, but it's not the jack. Now that we've been very intelligent and opened the boot lid to put this together, we realise that actually you hook the bit of roof over like that, and that's what pulls it all nice and tight and taut. Look, you see? Clever that, isn't it?
So we're out here in Essex. It's a sunny day, it's perfect Boxster Spyder weather.
It is. And do you know what? I think this is the first time that we've reviewed a soft top car where the sun's actually been out and it's not been -5.
I think you're right. It's a little bit blowy.
It is a bit blowy. I'm going
like
to try and keep the speed down a little bit so that we can actually hear ourselves.
This is a 2011 car, which means it's a 987.
I think so.
I mean, I have to say, I find the Boxster numbering system utterly incomprehensible.
I think any Porsche numbering system past 911.
Maybe we'll do a guide to Boxster numbering. We'll do a guide.
Yeah, that might
so
work.
You can see it all.
Yeah, that would be quite good. We'll cut to that now. It is responsive and it is wriggly. The engine is very quick to rev. There's no lag. There's no turboed lag. Awkward.
Lovely. Naturally aspirated, remember?
Naturally aspirated.
3.4 litre naturally aspirated engine. Just what you want.
And it's a lightweight car. It's around 1,300 kilograms.
Okay, that is good.
Which is wafer thin these days.
Yeah. In 2011, that was technically featherweight.
Yes.
The 987 Boxster Spyder is one of the most coveted cars of its generation.
Coveted cars of its generation?
Not my words, everyone, the words of Evo magazine. Little partridgism for you there. So what I love about the Boxster Spyder concept, it's a Boxster S.
Yeah.
That's been lightened.
Yeah.
And then given the most useless, rubbish, non-usable, non-practical roof ever, which makes it a lot lighter, which means that the weight on the top of the car is gone.
Yeah.
So handling is therefore massively improved. So it's nice and simple, fast, nimble.
It is fast, and I will give it, it is definitely nimble.
The engine, you get like a much fruitier engine. Revs a little bit more freely. Don't know if that's my imagination.
Gearbox is very, very snickety. Classic Porsche.
Oh, it's lovely around those corners, isn't it?
It is very nice. It is very nice.
Tucks in real super keenly around that bend. That was lovely.
Yeah.
Cornering test.
See, it does wash a bit at the front.
It felt pretty good from this seat.
Yeah, it was good. It's a bit. It is obviously wants to understeer, but a bit of throttle brought the back end into play. Obviously, we don't turn traction control off because we're not driving gods. We are mere mortals.
Always got to love the door pulls, just like the Carrera T.
The issue I have with these door pulls is they don't actually work very well. You have to give them a proper tug.
Well, one thing I found, when you've got a door pull, to open the door, what you do is you pull it with your hand,
yeah,
but then you actually use your forearm to open the door.
So you're giving that kind of an action
You're
thing.
giving it a shove, you're giving it a bit of elbow. And the problem you got with that is that if you are, for example, out in the sun and your arm is sweaty and covered in suntan lotion, for example,
which it would be,
you just leave greasy smears all over the doors. And I found that with the Carrera T, and it's the same with this.
Right, so beanage, okay?
Oh,
bit of beanage. Are we ready?
Yep, I'm. Oh, it sounds good as well. Really good noise.
Doesn't it?
This has got a sports exhaust, but it's factory fitted. And I would say definitely get one with that.
Definitely. Tell you what I really don't like though. This steering wheel.
Oh, not the steering wheel again. What's
I know,
with that?
it's massive.
It is big actually, isn't it?
It's absolutely massive. This car doesn't have the optional ceramic brakes.
No.
I would be surprised if you need ceramics on a car that weighs 1,300 kilos. Basically, you've got to be doing track days continuously. These brakes are more than adequate.
I've always had this sort of secret desire to have a first or second generation one of these, strip out loads more, try and keep it as body painted inside as possible.
I love that, I have to say.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I love the body paint inside.
Good. Imagine if this dot
it'd be incredible.
And try and turn it into a sort of James Dean homage type thing.
Well, that's why they built them, isn't it? Is that was the whole premise of the Spyder, was to kind of ape that James Dean era of super lightweight sports cars.
I wonder how much weight you could still rip out of this.
These seats, they're all big, soft, squidgy leather.
So go for the buckets.
Go for the buckets.
That was an option, definitely. You want to try and get one of these down to, say, 1100.
Wow, take 200 kilos out.
Yeah. The simple way of losing 200 kilograms is I just get out of the car.
Just get out of the car.
Yeah.
We need to pull over and do a swap. What do you reckon?
So this is the first time I've ever driven a Boxster Spyder, even though it's sort of one of my dream cars. So I'm properly excited about this.
You are actually, aren't you?
I am.
You're quite giddy with excitement.
I am. Real short throw gear stick, isn't it?
Lovely.
Nice.
Little just snickety in and out.
It's got quite a bit of resistance to it though as well, which is interesting.
It feels manly.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have the mechanical connection feel of the NSX, for example, or the GT3 Touring. Yeah, you see, that is a beautiful sound.
Isn't it?
That's a lovely, lovely sound.
I mean, that makes you want to hear them tow it in Tesco's car park.
That's a decent amount of pace.
Yes.
It was straight out of that T-junction. We were off like a rocket. There was a bit of traction control, but it just gripped. Off we went. And this is a quick car. And the change of direction, I think, is the thing that impresses the most.
It feels light, doesn't it? It feels light and nimble. And I think the whole lightness starts when you open the door to the car. I don't know if you've noticed, but the doors are very light.
They are.
And so you immediately feel like you're getting into a kind of stripped out car as soon as you open the door. You can feel it shifting its weight as well when you push it in and out of the corners.
Oh yeah, this is a good corner, isn't it?
And you can steer it on the back end on the way out. It's well damped, isn't it? Copes with those.
If anything, I think it's a little on the soft side.
Soft.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer it to be a little harder actually.
See, useful bit of throttle. That was a lovely R34. Did you see that?
Was, wasn't it? It's got enough power for the chassis, so it doesn't overpower it. You can have loads of fun, and you don't really feel like you're going to die all the time. It's just a fun little thing. You're not going to get into trouble. And it's collectible, and it's rare, and it's fun, and it's quirky, but it's a Porsche, so it's not going to go wrong.
It will start on the first turn of the key every single time.
Every time, yeah. It's the sort of thing that if you had, for example, a holiday home in like Ibiza, this is the car I'd have.
Oh.
100%. Sunny. I know the roads from Test Drive Unlimited on the Xbox. Perfect. Perfect car.
I wanted to hate this car.
You did actually. I remember you saying, I will never ever drive a Boxster. Boxsters are for I remember you distinctly saying that.
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah. But here we are. This car, which has done 17,000 miles, is up for £44,000.
£4,000.
And when you consider that it was only 50 when it was new, and that was now 8 years ago.
It's incredible, isn't it?
They hold their value well.
They really hold their value well.
I mean, this isn't a car where you're going to put your money and make a bundle, but you're definitely not going to lose money. No.
This car's only done 17,000 miles. How often are you actually going to be taking it out?
I think more than you think, because
do you?
Yeah, because I think if you get something like this, you're not going to care about it being as pristine, I think, as you are other sort of supercars. If it rains, hey, if it rains, who cares? Oh. You're not going to take it out if the forecast says it's absolutely going to hammer down.
No.
But if you get a light sprinkle, who cares? This interior can take it, as long as you don't leave it outside in a downpour. The roof is obviously the talking point, the potential reason why people wouldn't buy it. Therefore, it's what makes it rare. Therefore, it's what makes it interesting. Therefore, it's what makes it desirable and cool. I didn't know what to expect. I always liked the idea of it, but never actually sampled it. And as my first Boxster experience, obviously it's pretty cool. I quite like it.
Yeah, quite like it.
But I don't think it sells me on Boxsters per se.
No.
I'm not now a Boxster person.
No, oh God, no.
I think I'm just a Boxster Spyder person, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's where I am too.
Yeah.
I'm this Boxster Spyder person, maybe.
It's not an impulse buy. It's not a we're literally going back and buying this second.
No.
We're not that far down the line.
No.
But it is a okay. Now I've driven it. It is kind of what I expect. It is quite special. So Jason, we've driven this car to within an inch of its life.
Spanked.
What do you think?
I quite like it, actually, because I was hoping to hate it. I was actually, that was kind of the premise. I was going to go, it's only just a Boxster with even a worse Boxster because it hasn't even got a bloody roof. How bad is it going to be? And I've been pleasantly surprised. This is a proper little toy.
It's great fun. It's fast. It's agile. It's got character.
I just really enjoyed driving it today. I really did. It was a proper bit of fun.
Our pick. The manual.
Got to be the manual.
This one.
Looks great in white.
What is it? Glacier white? Alpine white? Grand Prix white?
It's
what
white.
White. Out. This is a car I've always lusted after. It's awesome to have had the chance to really have a good go in it. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this in-depth look at the 2011 Boxster Spyder.
Don't forget to subscribe. Please leave comments. Ding that notification bell for when we've got another video uploaded. And we'll see you next week.